Thank you so much. Let us open our books then to chapter number 5, or to say it in Latin, Aperita Libellos Vestros ad capitulum quintum, in pagina trigesima secunda, the 32nd page. Now, in this chapter, we're going to talk about villa et hortus, the estate and the garden, right? So let's dive right in, and we'll have Kenneth read, since he hasn't been here in a couple sessions, or maybe just one session. I can't remember, I lose track, but just one session. All right. Ecce villa et hortus Julii.
Ecce villa et hortus Julii, Julius in magna villa habitat. Pater et mater et tres liberi in villa habitant. Julius et Aemilia tres liberos habent. Duos filios et unum filiam, non duas filias.
Optime. Recitasti. Bene. You read well. Well done. Lauren, can you continue, please? In villa multiservi habitant.
In villa multiservi habitant. Dominus eorum est Julius, is multos servus habet. Anculae quoque multae in villa habitant. Domina eorum est Aemilia, ea multas anculas habet.
Optime. Ancillas, syllaba penultima, right? Syllaba penultima est kill, right? Kill. The two consonants make that syllable long. And so that's why we say ancillas, like that, or ancillae. Otherwise, no mistakes. Domina eardrum est Aemilia. Ea, or ea, multas ancillas habet. Optime. Katerina, Julius in villa sua.
Julius in villa sua habitat cum magna familia. Pater et mater habitant cum Marco et Quinto et Julia. Julius et Aemilia in villa habitant cum liberis et servis et ancillis.
Optime. Liberis et servis et ancillis. Optime. Kenneth, villa Julii.
Villa Julii in magno porto est. In Italia sunt multae villae cum magnis hortis. In hortis sunt rosae et lilia. Julius multas rosas et multa lilia in horto suo habet. Hortus Julii pulchers est, quia in eos sunt multae et pulchrae rosae liliaque.
Yes, liliaque, right?
Liliaque.
Or liliaque. That's also fine. All right. So, Lauren, are you ready? Aemilia femina. If some mom duties, that's fine, of course.
Yes, sorry, I'm
Sure,
home by
that's all
myself.
right. That's
All
fine.
right. Aemilia femina pulchra est. Sire non est femina pulchra, neque pulcher est nasus eus, sed foedus est. Sire quae bona ancilla est, nasum magnum et foedum habet. Julius est vir Aemiliae, feminae pulchrae. Julius Aemiliam amat.
Ama.
Amat.
There you go.
Ea pulchra et bona femina est. Aemilia Julium virum suum amat et cum eo habitat.
Optime.
Pater et mater liberos suos amat. Julius non solus, sed cum Aemilia et cum magna familia in villa habitat.
Yes, villa habitat.
Villa habitat.
Right. Optime. All right, Katerina. So we're going to read 2 pages, then we will talk about a lot of grammar and some content, mostly in Latin, but a little bit in English. And then perhaps we will translate. And I should just tell you that for a long time, I used the word casa for house, which is, from Spanish really. And casa is a hovel or a hut. It's like a lean-to or someplace you might park your donkey. It's not really a place where people live. So live and learn, right? The moral of the story is you can be an experienced and qualified Latin teacher and still make silly mistakes, and then you can correct them. So, all right. Katie,
Okay.
in villa sunt.
In villa sunt duo ostia. Ostium magnum et ostium parvum. Villa duo ostia et multas fenestras habet.
Optime. Kenneth, Deus te amet. Bless you. Oof. In villa Julii magnum.
In villa Julii magnum atrium est cum impulvio. Quid est impulvio?
Quid
In
est
eo-
in impluvio, right?
Oh, quid est in impulvio? In eo est aqua. In atrio nullae fenestrae sunt.
Optime, optime. Okay, so let's go right back to the beginning. Villa et hortus, de villa Julii et horto eius colloquamur. Let's talk about Julius's villa and his garden. So ecce villa et hortus Julii. In our last class, remember, I said that in the classical period, this word ecce, which points out things, demonstrates things, in the classical period, there's a certain case of noun that always follows it. And what is that case? Anyone remember?
Was it nominative?
It
Nom-
is. It's nominativos. Ecce, Katerina. Ecce, Katerina, quae responsum rectum habet. Right? Look, it's Katie, right? Who has the right answer? Quae responsum rectum habet, who has the correct answer. That's correct. So we have ecce villa et hortus Julii. Qui, Kenneth, qui habitant in villa Julii? Qui habitant?
Pater et mater et tres liberi.
Optime in villa habitant. Optime.
Habitant.
Habitant in villa parva an magna.
Magna.
In villa magna. Optime. In villa magna habitant. Optime. Est ne is the, right, Kenneth? Est ne villa cum horto an sine. Cum horto an sine.
Ansine.
Mhm.
Quid est?
Cum horto an sine horto.
Cum horto.
Cum horto.
Cum horto.
Mhm. Villa est in horto, right? Villa est in horto, ergo est cum horto. We could say, right? And dicere possumus, we could say dicere possumus. That's right. Pater et mater et tres liberi in villa magna cum servis habitant. Julius et Aemilia quat, Lauren, quat liberos habent Julius et Aemilia.
Tres liberos.
Optime, tres liberos. Quote filias,
Duo filios.
duo filias.
Filia. Filias. Una filia.
Right, close, very close. So quat filias habent, how many daughters do they have?
Una filia.
Unam, right.
Unam filium. Okay.
Right. That's okay, it's all right.
Unam filium.
Right, we haven't really talked about
We
case,
have.
right?
Yes. Okay.
Well, we haven't that much, so it's okay. Now, I know you know case because you studied a little bit of Latin before, but when going through this part or teaching it, it's really important to ask the questions that are in the text. And that way you don't give the students, they don't have a sense of disappointment, right? So notice it was duos filios et unam filiam. I know you just made a mistake. I'm not trying to belabor it. I'm just pointing out,
No. Yeah.
right? You know me well enough to know that I would belabor it, but I'm not. Unam filiam. All right. Et Katerina, quat filios.
Duos filios.
Right. Duos filios. Duos filios. Okay. Duos filios et unam filiam non duas filias, right? You see what the author has done? He's teaching you the plural also of daughter, duas filias. Okay, Kenneth, in villa habitas?
In
Habitas.
est.
Habitas. Secunda persona.
In villa habitant.
Habito.
Habito.
Right, because I asked you in villa tu ipsa, Kenneth. In villa habitas?
Oh.
Right.
Yeah. In villa habitat. Habito.
Habito. Optime. Cum uxora habitas an solus. Oops, autocorrect.
Cum uxor.
Uxora, the autocorrect. See,
Uxora,
didn't-
yeah.
Sorry. Cum uxora habitas an solus. Right. So cum uxora an sine uxora, with a wife or without a wife. All right. So now these terms like uxor and margaritas, they're not going to be introduced until later, but that's okay. We can introduce them a little bit here just for the sake of having a better conversation. Okay. Lauren, in Villa Magna, in Villa habitas quoque?
In villa habito.
Optime. Cum liberis an sine liberis.
Cum liberis.
Quod filios habetis tu et margaritas tuas. Quod filios. Now this is a little misleading, right?
Yes. Cum.
Why is it a little bit misleading? Should be a question mark there.
Because I have daughters, not sons.
Right. Well, that's not really why it's so misleading, because you could say nullos filios, no sons. It's misleading because the term filii, like most of the masculine terms, is the generic term, right?
Oh, right.
So you notice how it says tres liberos right there in line number 3. It says tres liberos masculinum, even though, right? Even though one of them is a daughter, right? Okay, so now I'll ask a more specific question, knowing something about the makeup of your family. Quod filias habetis tu et margaritas tuas?
Duos filias.
Tuas?
Oh, sorry. They only have duos right now. Trace.
Oh.
One of them's gone. Trace. Trace filias.
Optime. Habeo, or you could say
Habeo.
in the plural, right? Habemus, we have. Okay. Escaterina, in villa habitas.
In villa habito.
Optime. Sola an cum familia tua.
Cum familia.
Familia.
Mea.
Optime. Right. Cum familia mea. Optime. Quod filios habes.
Ich have to look at my number. Quatuor filios.
Habeo.
Habeo.
Right.
Et
Quod filias.
tres filias.
Tres filias. Optime. Tres filias quoque. Optime. Okay. In villa multiservi habitant. Multiservi. Dominus eordrum est Julius. Dominus, right? Dominus est homo qui servos habet, right? So always, both when you're learning and when you're teaching, try to come up with definitions of things, right? It's really helpful. And of course, try to put it into the Latin if you can. And Orberg is helpful here. Dominus est homo, or Dominus est vir, qui servos habet, right? Qui servos habet. Quis est, or quid est domina, Kenneth? Quid est domina?
Amelia.
Well, but remember, I didn't ask you quis est domina,
Oh.
but quid
Una.
est domina.
What is?
Right.
Master?
Right. So use the model that I just gave you for the dominus, but just change the couple things you need to change, right? Can you see in the chat? Dominus est vir qui servos habet.
Oh, domina est.
Yes. That's all right. You're laboring with the cold. It's okay. Domina est non vir sed
Puella. No.
femina.
Femina.
Right.
Femina.
Uh,
Femina.
nec qui sed quae. Right. Nec servos sed
Servas.
ancillas.
Anquilas.
Right. Domina est femina quae ancillas habet. All right. Estne, Lauren, estne Julius Domina.
Julius est Dominus.
Dominus, optime. Estne, Amelia, estne Katerina, Amelia Dominus.
Non, Amelia est domina.
Optime. Quid est Domina? Don't read it.
Domina.
Don't read it. Don't read it. Don't read it. Gotta go from your memory. I saw you look.
Domina est femina quae ancilla habet.
Optime. Optime. Quid est Dominus, Kenneth?
Dominus est viri qui servos habet.
Optime. Dominus est vir, qui servos habet. Amelia Domina, Julius Dominus.
Dominus.
Right? Very simple. Ancillae quoque multae. Ancillae quoque multae in villa habitant. Domina eardrum. Okay. Eardrum est pronomen, Lauren. Eardrum est pronomen. Okay. Est femininum, right? Femininum, pluralis, et casus genitivus. Sed, quae sunt? Quae sunt? So here I'm asking you to substitute the noun for the pronoun, right?
Okay, so ancilla.
Ancillae. That's right, ancillae.
I
Domina
can't say that
ea-
word for some reason.
On, you can say on, you
On
can say kill,
kill.
and then you can say lie, right? Ancillae. Domina eardrum est Aemilia. Dominus eordrum, Caterina, eordrum est pronomen quoque. Eordrum est genus masculinum, numerus pluralis, casus genitivus. Qui sunt eorum?
Serorum.
Servorum, optime. Well, servi, right? Either way
Servi.
is fine. You can put it in the nominative in that instance. Yep.
Oh,
Doesn't matter. Both are correct. Optime. So Dominus servorum Julius, Domina ancillardrum Aemilia, right? Dominus eordrum, i.e. servordrum, Domina eardrum, i.e. ancillardrum, right?
mhm.
So now we're matching endings, servorum, eorum, ancillardrum, eardrum, like so. Okay. Julius in villa sua habitat cum magna familia. Now remember in the last lesson, we had sua and we practiced tua and mea and eus and so forth. So without a pronoun, this would say Julius in villa Julii, right? Julius lives in Julius's villa, which is a kind of a silly thing to say. So Latin has reflexive adjectives, cum magna familia. Pater et mater habitant, cum Marco et Quinto et Julia. Quae pars orationis, Kenneth? Quae est pars orationis cum? Quae est pars orationis cum?
Quae est
Quae est pars orationis cum? Exemple gratia.
prepo
Yes. Praepo
sitio.
sitio.
Prepositio.
Praepositio. Optime. In est praepositio. Cum est praepositio. Prope. Procul ab. Right? There are a whole number of them. Sine and ex. There's a long list. Now, all of them take either the accusative or the ablative, and a few of the more common ones take both. All right. Now, cum we have to ask ourselves this question. Quem causum, what case? Quem causum cum postulat, right? Quem causum cum postulat. And what does that mean, Lauren? What do you think?
What case does cum take?
Mhm. Exactly, right. And responsio,
Ablativus.
right, but look at the question.
Ablativum.
Optime ablativum, right, that's right. So quem causum, ablativum causum. Quem causum postulat, ablativum. Ergo, Marco et Quinto et Julia sunt casus ablativi. They are ablative cases, right? Or they are of the ablative case, you could say. They are of the ablative case. Like so. Do you have a question, Katie?
Yes, this
All
may
right.
be jumping ahead,
Okay.
so maybe I should wait.
Well, I can let you know. I have no problem telling you. Cut it out. You're jumping way ahead.
Okay, so in Julius in Villa Sua ablativi,
Ablativus casus.
because it's supposed to go with Villa,
Correct.
not Julius.
That's correct. What part of speech is it?
It's a reflexive pronoun.
No, it's an
No.
adjective. Adjective.
Sua. Oh, right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
Reflexive
I may have said it pronoun
No,
earlier
I
in this
think-
conversation.
I don't think you did. Reflexive
But-
adjective. So the adjective goes with Wheeler.
This is one of my favorite hobby horses, so I'm going to ride it for a minute.
Okay. Hey, take off.
All right. Part of speech is so important. Almost every problem that you will have understanding Latin is resolved if you look at the part of speech. If you think, what part of speech is this? Then you know this is what it can do. This is what it can't do. And it's the same for Greek, actually. If you know the part of speech of the word, it will almost always solve your trouble. So sua does refer to Julius, but its gender number case is determined by the thing it's paired with, which is Wila, right? It's similar in English, right? We would say something like, we'd say something, well, the pronoun or the adjective has to match the person. I wouldn't say of Katie, that's, you know, his book, right? I would say that's her book, right? And I actually wouldn't change the number necessarily, right? Unless I were talking about plural things.
Right.
All right. Good question. Great question. Okay. Julius et Aemilia in villa habitant cum liberis et servis et ancillis deus te amet, Kenneth. So if the preposition cum always and only takes the ablative, then qui casus sunt liberis et servis et ancillis. Kenneth?
Ablati.
Ablativus. That's right.
Ablativus.
That's right. They're ablatives. Okay. Villa Julii in magno horto est. Katerina Villa quies.
Julii.
Optime.
Villa
Villa
Julii.
Julii. Optime. Ubi est. Lauren, ubi est Villa Julii.
In Italia.
In Italia. Optime. Sed Italia est terra, est magna terra. Villa Julii est
Oh, in Horto.
in horto. Horto parvo an magno.
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 Horto Magno.
In horto magno. Magno in horto. Optime. In Italia sunt multae an paucae. Katerina, try not to look at the text if you can. Sunt multae an paucae villae in Italia.
Multi.
Multae villae.
Multi.
Optime. Cum parvis an magnis hortis.
Magnis hortis.
Cum magnis hortis. Optime. Estne villa tua. Estne villa tua in horto. Is your villa in a garden?
Yeah. Please. In Parvi horti?
In parvo horto.
In Parvo horto. Yeah.
Yes, in parvo horto villa mea est. Okay, in hortis, quae sunt, Kenneth, quae sunt in hortis? What's in gardens,
In-
right?
Rosae et liliae in hortis.
Optime, or rosa et lilia sunt in hortis. Now, if I thought there was only one thing in the garden, if I thought there were only one thing, I'd have to say quid est in hortis, right? But I think there are plural things, which is why I asked quae sunt in hortis, right? Rosae et lilia in hortis sunt. Rosae et lilia sunt flores, right? Sunt flores. That'll be introduced a little bit later. Julius multas rosas et multa lilia in horto suo habet. Now we have a pretty long and complicated sentence, don't we? We have two objects, multas rosas et multa lilia sunt objecto recta verbi habet, et unam locutionem prepositionalem, one prepositional phrase, unam locutionem prepositionalem Hawkins and to habemus, nominus gratia, in horto, right? In horto suo. Lauren, quis est suo?
In horto.
Quis? Who is?
Who is
Right.
what? I didn't understand. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Blooper reel.
Can't take
Quis-
notes and listen at the same time.
That's
Okay.
fine. Quis est suo?
Oh, Julius.
Optime. Julius est suo. Quia est hortus eius, right? Because it's his garden.
Okay.
Et in horto Julii, sunt multae rosae et multa lilia. Notata bene, quaeso, discipuli mei, notata bene, multas rosas, terminationes sunt as et as, haec nomina generis feminini, sed multa lilia, quia haec nomina non sunt feminini generis, sed neutri, right?
Yep.
Interlegatus?
Intellego.
Optime. All right. Can you give just a brief description of what I said? Because you seem to grasp all of it.
Yeah, me.
Yes,
Catherine?
Katie. Yes, please.
So that the accusative multas rosas, accusative plural feminine, multa lilia, accusative plural neuter.
Right. Yes,
That's
they
how-
have different endings because they're different in gender.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Hortus Julii pulcher est. Villa tua, Kenneth. Villa tua pulchrana est.
Via tula pulchra est.
Oh, you said my house is lovely. Thank you. You've never even been here. You mean
Pulchra
Villa
mea.
optime.
Mea.
Okay. Katerina. Villa Lauren pulchra est.
Est.
Optime.
Yeah.
She hesitated though. Hesitated.
I was trying to
You
think how many-
should.
I thought about saying more words than that. Then I
It's-
thought,
It's festive. Lauren, Katerina Villa et Mariti tui, right? Est pulchra? Unknown.
Es pulcra.
Est pulchra, optime. Okay. Quid est contrarium pulcher? Quid est contrarium pulcher? Quisque
Fueras.
foidus, right? Pulcher foidus. Pulchra foida. Pulchrum foidum, right? Cur, hoc vocabulum pulcher, cur tres terminationes habet. Cur. I better type this in. Cur, somebody has to know. Cur hoc vocabulum
Tres
Oh.
genitivis sunt.
minime. Tres genitivi sunt, but that doesn't answer the question why it has three endings, right? Cur hoc vocabulum pulcher tres terminationes habet. Why does it have three endings?
3 genders.
Now remember what we learned last time about the three ways to answer the kur, right? What were those?
Quod.
So far, so good. Are you
Quonium.
checking your notes?
No, I'm not.
Going
I'm
from
trying. I'm
memory.
thinking. I'm going
Good
from memory.
job.
That's why I'm speaking slowly.
Oh, great. Lauren, you're in the
And
top
she did
three
it in
students the
alphabetical
class.
order.
I
Yay!
did.
Quod, quoniam.
It
What?
works.
Yes. Why does this word pulcher have three endings? Go ahead.
Est adjectum.
Quod.
Quod est
Est.
adjectum. Adjectum.
Yes. Adjectivus.
Adjectivum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You can say adjectivus or adjectivum. I know it's a lot to remember. But that's okay. That's okay. You can actually speak it without understanding the grammar. But since we're second language folks, it's easier, I think, to get the grammar a little bit. Right. Very good. Hortus Julii pulcher est quia in eo, e.g. in horto sunt multae et pulchrae rosae liliaque. All right. Katerina, Aemilia femina. Convertas quaeso in sermonum Anglicanum. Intelligus?
No, non intelligo.
Okay, quaeso ut, I'm asking, ut convertas, hos sensus, these sentences, in sermonum Anglicanum.
So say these in English.
Translate them into
Translate
English.
them into English.
Yes.
Oh, that I like. Okay.
You
Starting with,
do,
I do.
but the rest of it,
No, I like the rest of it too. Yes, but this.
okay,
So start with you. Where do you
with
want me to
Aemilia.
start? With Amelia. Amelia is a beautiful woman.
I think
Yeah.
so. Keep going.
Sira is not a beautiful woman.
Oh, this is so sad.
Nor,
You like translating this part?
well, no, I mean,
Katie, that's just kind of savage. Keep going.
okay. So Sira is not a beautiful woman,
Right.
nor does she have a beautiful nose, or is
Yes.
her nose beautiful?
Yes, we could use some, euphemisms, right? Nor is her nose becoming, right? That's a very vague word. We'd say
Okay.
that's unbecoming.
Okay,
But
it's, well, how strong are we for Fuentes?
well, I know that there are
Or
some golfers in your family, right?
Yes.
If you don't hit the mark, you're said to be subpar.
Yes, okay. So you wanted her
Right.
to be subpar, her nose to
Well,
be
that's not what I
subpar?
want her to be. I'm trying to improve what some find to be a difficult passage.
But her nose is subpar?
Okay, that's what you want. You're the translator, remember? You're the one that said, I love this part. Okay.
Okay. Sira, who is a good maidservant, has a large, I'm going to go with ugly. She has a large
Okay.
and ugly nose.
Aha, Lauren's in favor of that. How about we could tone it down a little bit. We could say largish and
Lark. No.
unsightly,
Okay,
right?
unsightly. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. The picture in the book is fabulous.
It's a cartoon. So, keep going. Julius.
Julius is Amelia's husband, the beautiful woman.
Optime. Now, convertera de sine quaeso. Stop translating, please.
Okay.
Aemiliae. Nomen an adjectivus. Aemiliae.
Pronomen.
Nomen est.
Nomen. Nomen est.
Aemilia est nomen. Nomen proprium an appellativum.
Proprium.
Proprium. Optime. Feminae. Adjectivus an nomen.
Nomen.
Optime. Proprium an appellativum.
Appellatium.
Appellativum, optime.
Appellatium.
Feminae est appositivum Aemiliae. Intelligus?
Intelligo.
Sed pulchrae est adjectivus, right? Est adjectivus qui adjicitur feminae. So what do you think that means? Pulchrae est adjectivus qui feminae adjicitur. What does that mean?
So the pulchri is the adjective that modifies feminae.
Yes, excellent, good. Feminae adjicitur Aemiliae?
Not adjicitur.
Not really, right, because it's what?
Appositivo.
Appositivum, right, it's
Yeah.
in a positive, good. All right, keep going, please.
All right. Julius loves Amelia because she is beautiful and or she is a beautiful and good woman.
Correct.
Amelia loves her husband Julius
Mm-hmm.
and lives with him.
Yeah, that's convenient, right? Since they're husband and wife and she loves him. That's
Yeah.
convenient.
That's
Et cum
fine.
eo habitat. Optime. Ergo, Julius non solus. Julius non solus. Aemilia, Katerina, Aemilia non
Solus.
sola.
Sola.
Right. Julius non solus, Aemilia non sola, right?
Yeah.
Quia Aemilia cum Julio habitat et Julius.
Cum Amelia habitat.
That's correct. So Julius cum ea et Aemilia cum
A-O.
eo, right? And Aemilia cum eo, optime. Kenneth, pater et mater liberos suos.
Amant. In Anglica,
So Anglicae, right?
Anglicae,
Anglicae. So that's an adverb, right? Englishly, yes.
yeah.
So in sermonum Anglicanum, into the English language, in sermonum Anglicanum, quas ut convertas hos sensus.
So the father and the mother love their children.
Yes.
Julius does not live alone, but he lives with Amelia and his big family in their house.
Excellent. Very good. Estina habitat verbum.
Hey, habitat. Est?
Optime.
Yeah, est.
Yeah, you did it. That's fine.
Okay.
Estina habitat verbum. Est, it's a verb. Verba tres personas habet. Right? Verba tres personas habent. And as I was teaching you in a previous class, I don't remember which one, it's really better to use often the dative of possessor, right? So tres personae sunt. This means verbs have three persons. Quae sunt personae? Kenneth, quae sunt? We know there are three. What are they? Quae sunt personae?
Well, first person, second person, third person, but that's cheating.
It's not cheating. It's wrong. I'm just kidding. Can you put it into Latin, please?
Personae,
So first, how do we say first?
non-intelligo.
Okay, so numeri cardinales.
Unos personae, duo personae, tres personae.
Minime errasti prave dixisti amica. Numeri cardinales sunt ut dixisti unus duo tres quattro quinque sex septem octa novem decem undicum et ceteri. Sed numeri non
primo-
ordinales, non cardinales ordinales sunt
Primo,
optime primus Lauren.
Secundus,
Yes, secundus, Katerina.
Tertium?
Tertius, Kenneth.
yes. Quartum,
Quartus,
quartus.
Lauren.
Quintus,
Quintus, Katerina.
Sextus?
Sextus, Kenneth. In tabula declinationum, in the back of the book on page 308, Nifalor, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 308.
Septum.
There's a list. Septimus, octavus, nonus. Optime. So, ergo, personae sunt prima, secunda, tertia. All right, numeri sunt, qui sunt numeri, Lauren? Quat sunt?
Trace?
Minime. Quat sunt?
No.
Duo sunt. Qui sunt?
Non intelligo. I don't know what
Optime.
you're, I don't know
Katerina?
what you're asking.
Qui sunt numeri?
Duos is it duos numeri?
Duo numeri.
Duo numeri. Singularis, plural.
Flu.
Flu.
I don't, maybe I'm just a big meanie, but I don't know why people have so much trouble this one. Plu, ra, lis,
This.
pluralis.
Pluralis. Now I got it. Pluralis.
Actually, I know why. It's because both the R and the L, these consonants are liquids. These are called liquid consonants. And when you put them right next to each other, your tongue tends to trip over them. Pluralis, pluralis, pluralis. Okay, so the verb in question, way back when we started on this, was habent, right? Was habent, or was it another one perhaps? It was habitat. That's what it was. So I'm going to ask you two questions. Kenneth, quae persona est habitat? Quae persona est habitat?
Tertia persona.
Optime. Quae persona habitat est tertia. Et qui numerus?
Tres numeri sunt.
Numeri sunt, Katerina?
Singularis.
Et
Et numerus.
what? No, I said, what are the numbers?
Oh.
Because I didn't want you to tell him the answer.
Oh,
What
sorry.
are the numbers? Give him the options. Qui numeri sunt?
Singularis et pluralis.
Pluralis.
I said, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing in your direction. Okay, so habitat, Kenneth, tertia, et qui numerus?
Pluralis.
Minime. Habitant, pluralis.
Habitat singularis.
Singularis, that's correct. All right, very good. Whew, we're doing well, we're doing well. Lovely picture here. Ostium, atrium, impluvium, pedestilum, cubicula, ostium. Sunt, nisi, ostia, sunt conclavia. These are rooms, right? These are rooms in the house. Conclavia, rooms in the house. In villa sunt, quote ostia, Lauren?
Duo.
Duo, optime. Ostium magnum, Katerina, et
Parum. Ostium
Parum.
parum.
optime. Quid est contrarium parvum, Katerina?
Et magnum.
Magnum. Quid est contrarium magnum?
Parum.
Quid est contrarium foetus?
Pulchra. Wait.
Pulcher.
Pulcher. Yeah.
Et contrarium pulcher?
Foeda.
Foetus. Optime. Et Kenneth contrarium multi?
Parvi.
Pauci.
Pauci.
Et multi, Lauren?
Palki.
Pauci.
Palkai.
Yes. Et Katerina multa?
Pauca.
Pauca. Optime. All right. Villa duo ostia et multas fenestras. Multas fenestras habet. And what's everybody's favorite word derived from fenestra?
Defenestration.
Defenestration, which means
Throw out of the window.
to throw out the window, to defenestrate something, right? Yeah. Don't have to study Latin to know that, but I suppose it's interesting. So let's finish up the last little part today. In villa iulii magnum atrium est. cum impluio, right? Cum impluio. Estne impluium, Katerina. Estne impluium pars villi on pars horti.
Parswila.
Pars villi optime. Quia impluium in villa est. Nec in horto.
Right.
Exempli gratia. Estne caput pars corporis non
S.
est.
Yes.
Optime. Sunt ne digiti pars manus.
Yes. Est.
Sunt.
Oh, R.
Right. Sunt. Because it
Sunt.
changed the number on you, right?
Yes,
Tricky.
yes.
Suntne, right? Suntne. Okay. Impluium est pars villi quia quod quoniam impluium in atrio villi est. Kenneth, quid est in impluio?
Aqua est. In eo est aqua.
Optime, aqua est in impluio, in eo. Lauren, in posteriora parte, huius capituli, intelligus, in posteriora parte, huius capituli, quis est in impluio?
Quintus in impluio.
Optime, in pagina 37, right? We can see it right here. Who is in the pool later in this chapter? Quintus est in impluio, right? And so that will be interesting when we get there. In atrio nullae fenestrae sunt. Sunt ne, Katerina, sunt ne in villa tua fenestrae?
Oh, let's see. Nullae fenestrae.
In villa tua?
In oh. No. In an atrio.
Oh, in atrio Julii et Aemiliae nullae sunt fenestrae, sed in villa tua sunt ne fenestrae?
In villa multas fenestras habet.
Multi fenestrae in a villa tua. You were just telling us you have a windowless house, which is probably not so pleasant.
Sorry, I meant the atrium, and it says, you're in
Habesne atrium in a villa tua?
non atrium in villa tua. In
Non
villa
atrium.
mea.
In villa mea optime. All right. Well, let's call it a day then. We have worked hard for these two pages of chapter number 5. Sunt ne vobis interroganda, amici, amicaeque? Amica, amicaeque? Sunt ne interroganda. Did we miss Josh tonight? Just like being photobombed there a little bit.
Yes.
Did we miss Josh tonight? Just like we missed Kenneth last time? Oh, yes, we did.
Yes.
All right. So if there aren't any questions, I'll say goodbye and say thank you, of course, for the time spent together.